Most people know the story of America and the Revolution, the founding, the sacrifice, the birth of a nation, unlike anything the world has ever seen. But very few understand how close this country came to being completely destroyed just 30 years later. And even fewer know that when the United States Capitol lay in flames, the city in ruins, the government in full retreat, it was not an army that saved it. It was a storm so perfectly timed, so incredibly powerful, that even the British soldiers called it an act of God. Stay with me, friends, because what you're about to discover will change the way that you view America forever. In 1814, there was no greater military power on the face of the earth than the British Empire. For 2 years, Britain and the United States had been locked in the War of 1812, but now with their victorious armies freed from the battlefields of Europe, and George Washington had been dead for 25 years, Britain saw a real opportunity to reclaim the rebellious territory.
Steady, lads.
Hurry it up, bro! Form ranks now!
5,000 of the Crown's most battle-hardened veterans were sailing toward the American capital with one clear and deliberate objective: to deal a death blow to the government of the United States of America.
Ready the powder! Aim it left! The British are coming! The British are coming! The British are on the river!
They launched a bold amphibious assault up the Chesapeake Bay. And on August 24, 1814, the American nation made a stand at the Battle of Bladensburg, a vital crossroads just northeast of Washington, D.C.
Steady, men. Hold this line.
Roughly 6,000 troops, mostly inexperienced militia, with a handful of regulars, Marines, and sailors, held high ground overlooking a key bridge over the eastern branch of the Potomac. But poor coordination, tactical errors, and raw inexperience doomed them. Experienced British veterans under Major General Robert Ross and Rear Admiral George Cockburn advanced relentlessly. Rocket fire and disciplined volleys broke the militia's left flank first, then triggered a full retreat. Even President James Madison, who had come to observe the conflict, was forced to flee. In a matter of hours, the battle was lost. Casualties were light, but the consequences were catastrophic, and it plunged the Republic into one of its darkest hours. What followed was chaos and humiliation. The city's residents fled in panic. President James Madison escaped on horseback, while First Lady Dolly Madison famously refused to leave without saving a full-length portrait of George Washington. Around 8 p.m. on August 24, 1814, as night settled over the abandoned streets of Washington, D.C., British forces under Major General Robert Ross and Rear Admiral George Cockburn entered the undefended capital with deliberate intent. They struck first at the Capitol, setting fire to the Senate and House chambers in the north and south wings, then torching the Library of Congress, its vast collection of books and records devoured by flames. Next, they marched down Pennsylvania Avenue to the President's house. British officers looted the mansion, sat mockingly to dine on the President's untouched meal using his china and silver, then set the White House ablaze.
Burn it all.
As the fires roared into the darkness, the young nation's core seemed to be gutted, leaving behind smoking ruins that tested whether the United States could survive such a profound humiliation. Yet the British occupation only lasted 26 hours. On the afternoon of August 25th, as fires still raged and British soldiers prepared to burn more supplies and ammunition, the sky became eerily dark. A violent thunderstorm rolled in. Accounts describe torrential rain, crashing thunder, blinding lightning, and winds of extraordinary force, as the sky turned pitch black without warning, unleashing a ferocious tornado. Yes, a full-blown tornado that touched down in the heart of Washington and tore straight along Constitution Avenue toward Capitol Hill, ripping roofs from buildings, snapping trees like matchsticks, hurling beams and debris like grape shot, and lifting heavy British cannons to fling them aside. The downpour of rain extinguished the flames that threatened to consume the structures, and the surviving invaders, shocked, soaked, battered, and demoralized, abandoned their plans. Admiral Cockburn himself was said to have remarked on the freakish weather as he withdrew. The storm had done what no army could. It halted the devastation and drove the enemy away. Behind this extraordinary moment lies an ancient prophecy in Revelation 13. It points to a powerful nation rising in the last days as a lamb-like beast from the earth, emerging in a wilderness far from the old empires, bearing horns of liberty and freedom, blessed to shine as a global beacon, yet warned that its survival depends on faithfulness to God. We want to give you clear answers with our free magazine, America in Bible Prophecy, filled with straightforward, scripture-based insights on this nation's prophetic role and what's coming next. Don't face these current times without light. Order your free printed copy or download it instantly at our website today. It's free, it's biblical, and every American and Bible Christian needs to read it.